Harold, you don't want to...
Okay, we're done? Good.
Okay, ladies, thank you.
Bill with all the ladies.
Thanks, sir.
Did you know what Dad said? That doesn't include the ones that couldn't come.
I want to get a picture of myself.
What's that?
I want to get a picture of Bob Biscotti and myself.
How we get up there?
Let me have your camera. Just tell me what to do. Just show me what to do. What's that? Oh, I got it. Okay. Down with you.
He doesn't. Like, who's that old guy?
I love you, Bill. Eat at you.
Thanks.
I can get up.
Make sure I might take him 1, 2,
Well
3,
done, Bob.
4. Make sure I took at least one.
Yeah, you're good.
Is there, I guess anybody else out there who's ever had a date with Bill?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Sit.
Well, Bill and the lady, we were all in a restaurant in Howard County. It was a long time ago, but a young African-American woman broke out of the kitchen, came over and grabbed him and gave him a hug and a kiss, full on the cheek, a long one, and I'm flabbergasted. The woman couldn't have been over 30, and he was probably 90 at the time. So later I approached him and I said, "What was that about, Bill?" So no, not to be worried. It wasn't really her, it was her mother. It's a true story.
I'll give you another true story. We always, as a group of us, we always have Bill, we celebrate his birthday. And it goes from like a couple years ago, it was only 2 or 3 of us, and last year we had more. But for Bill's 99th birthday, we had a little birthday lunch in the Cookies restaurant. Lee Hoffman and his wife owned this nice little family restaurant in Pasadena. So we celebrated his 99th birthday. They have a waitress at Cookies whose name is Kay. When it was all over, Kay comes over. Bill turns around. She takes Bill's head, pulls it into her big bosom, shakes his head violently. This is a true story, isn't it? It was so violent, his hearing aid popped out of his ear. We're looking for it on the floor.
What else
And
popped
then when he
up?
puts his hearing aid back in, she says, "Would you like some sex?"
What did he
But
say?
that's the Bill we know. And Bill, would you like a few little gifts from
No, I
us?
couldn't say it.
Would anybody like to say anything before we get
I
into
got
something?
one thing to say.
Jack, why don't you start?
I will speak from here because I have something to give Bill. But since we're on the ladies' kick, I'll start with that kind of a story. First of all, I will say Bill's been around longer than any of us, obviously. And I first really met him when we went to Normandy for the 65th anniversary of D-Day, when a small contingent of guys, Ivan Doyle and Paul Worthington and Bill and Sam Krause went over there for the 65th anniversary. And Bill was a remarkable guy. He was 94 years old, and I could not believe that. I think Steve Nonikoff was only 89 at the time, or something like that. Yeah, he was a youngster. But we had like 15 World War II vets on that trip, and it was a wonderful experience. And I got to know Bill a little better, but not as well as I got to know him a little bit later down the line. Fast forward to 2012. Bill was 98 years old, and he's a member of the Veteran Corps also, and the Veteran Corps puts out a monthly newsletter. And they had a front page story about Bill and his birthday in the October edition of 2012. And I read in there that Bill attended Mount St. Joseph High School in Irvington, Maryland, West Baltimore. Same high school I went to. Well, I didn't know that, but the timing was such that we were ready to have my 55th high school reunion from Mount St. Joe. And they've been doing it for the last couple of years. They've been calling every year, who wants to show up can show up, some people and whatever. I called the alumni people, the guy in charge of the reunion. I said, I've got a guy here that went to Mount St. Joe's, class of 1932, and you got to be kidding me. I said, no. I said, I don't know his whole story. I said, he's an acquaintance of mine in the National Guard Veterans Organization, and I think I'd like to bring him to the reunion. He said, that's great. Told him he was a World War II D-Day veteran and all that kind of stuff. I called Bill a couple of days before this event was supposed to happen, and called him out of Charlestown and said, would you like to go to the reunion with me tomorrow night? He stammered or hummed down. I don't think so. I don't think I want to do that. I said, well, if you change your mind, let me know. Give me a call. He called me the next day. He said, can I still go to that reunion? I said, sure you can. He said, you going to pick me up? I said, absolutely. He said, what should I wear? I said, like you always get dressed up. Man always wears a coat and tie, and he's always dressed up. Real gentleman. So I found out where to get him at Charlestown. I picked him up, and we were heading to, and again, I don't remember the name of the restaurant. It's not too far from the Candlelight Inn on Frederick Avenue, but I can't remember the name of the place. Matthew, I believe that was, yeah. That's it, yeah. At any rate, I took Bill right up to on the way over. I just picked his brain a little bit on what he actually did World War II, when he joined the National Guard, how he went over when the Queen Mary, I believe. And I got the whole story, so I could introduce him and tell his brief story of his life in front of these people. But he tells me on the way, he says, look, he says, how long are we going to stay here tonight? I said, as long as, or a little bit of time as you want. I said, why? He said, because I have a date. I said, okay, I mean, that didn't really shock me too much. I said, but I figured I knew what that meant. I said, whenever you want to leave, we'll leave. So anyway, I got this Matthews place, and I pulled up to the door as close as I could and helped Bill get out and walked him into the building where our reunion was going to be, on the lower level of the building. And I set him down at a table inside the door. I said, I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to park the car. I'll be right back. I got back. There was 3 women sitting with him at the table. Now, I got to tell you about Mount St. Joe. Mount St. Joe years ago used to be a boarding school. There used to be a lot of students from South and Central America used to go there. I really never did figure out why they did, but they did. It was also used for people who had a little bit of money. Well, it was not a ritzy school, but people would get rid of their kids to like send them away to boarding school, okay? And so there was a lot of local kids too from the counties around Baltimore City went there. Well, the boarders had formed their own kind of a union or reunion type gang of people. And they still maintain it, more so than other people who were day hops that we did, like we were. At any rate, there was more of them there than there were conventional day hop students at this reunion. And that's where these women came from, okay? Now, we had never had women at our reunions before, but this is the first time all these boarders showed up with their wives, and they had their own little private party, but they were all hanging around him. And I think some of the boarders were getting concerned about, because, you know, what's going on here. Anyway, but they really entertained him. I'm going to try to tell this real quick, and I got something else I want to tell you. But I asked him if he wanted a drink. He said, yeah. I said, what do you want? He said, a Manhattan. I go up to the bar and order a Manhattan. The barmaid says, straight up on the rocks. I don't know. And I went back, asked him. By that time, there's 2 more women hanging around him, and he's got his miniature ribbons on. He's dressed to the nines, like I said, and he's having a good time explaining to them what his ribbons are and things like this. So I gave him his drink. He finally wanted it straight up. He said he never orders his drink down with ice, so he wanted it straight up. He had his drink. When it came time to introduce him, when it was before dinner and after the happy hour, if you will, I got the guy in charge of the union to kind of quiet the crowd, such as it was. Only about 30 or 35 people there. But nevertheless, I introduced Bill and told the short version of his story. And I told them, I opened with the same line. I said, now we can't stay too long. I said, but Bill, on the way over, Bill told me there's a date. And they all laughed. They thought that was kind of funny. And he also told me that his friend, his lady friend, that he sit there and they hold hands, they watch television. She can't see too well, and she can't hear too well. And some wisecracker in the audience says, can she talk? And I looked at him, and Bill kind of nodded his head. And the guy hollered, that's too bad. But anyway, Bill I think he had a good time that night. But then he started looking at his watch, and I realized it was time to take Bill home. Anyway, he got a real good reception out there. Every time I mentioned something that he did, that he had sailed over there on the Queen Mary, that he went ashore at Normandy on D+1 with the 175th Infantry Regiment, fought the way inland. He was wounded at St. Lo and then evacuated. Every time I told something about him, they gave him a round of applause, and I think he really enjoyed himself. Now it's time to take him back home. We get in the car, and we're heading off the parking lot. He said, now don't take me back where you drop me or where you pick me up. I said, okay, tell me where to go. So he gives me these directions to another building, obviously where his date was waiting for him. I parked the car in front of the door, main entrance. I got out, let him out, walked him into the building. The young lady working the desk in there looks at him and she says, where have you been all dressed up like that? And I said, before he could answer, I said, I just took him to his 80th high school reunion. She says, get out of here. Yeah. Anyway, and he's not paying a bit of attention. He's like this, looking around and looking for his date. And I said, okay, look, I said, he's here. I said, you got him now for the rest of the night. I'm going to leave. And I shook hands with Bill and I said, good night. And he saw his girlfriend. He bolted for her. Okay, and that was the end of that. Anyway, this Mount St. Joe thing got me thinking about a lot of different things. And I didn't know about this party, of course, until it was just ginned up lately. But along the way, in 2012, when I befriended Bill, so to speak, a little tighter bond there, I had asked him, I said, I would like you, when I placed the wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns in 2014, when I would be the National Commander of the Association, I want you to help me. And he hesitated a little bit, and he said, well, what do I have to do? I said, you have to do nothing except walk with me. I said, we'll figure out how we're going to do it. I said, the only job you got to do is stay alive for 2 years. Okay? And voila, he did. And those of you who were here on the 18th of May this past year, it turned out to be a real nice experience. And we had to change the way we did it for obvious reasons there. And I'll tell you another story there. When I went to under the tomb to make the arrangements with the guards, Sergeant of the Guard, I told him that we had an individual. I said he's going to need a cane to walk. I said, do you have a wheelchair? I said, yeah. He said, we'll have to wheel up there. I said, I went back and told Bill. I said, they want you to wheel up to the wreath. He said, I want to walk. I went back to the sergeant and said, this guy is a D-Day veteran. I said, he does not want a wheelchair. He's going to walk. He said, okay. So we worked around it, and Kathy and her husband was gracious enough to assist us in that process, and it worked out pretty well. And what I have to give Bill, I got a couple things for him, really. And I'll get back to Mount St. Joe in a minute. But this is a picture of Bill placing the wreath. I was fortunate enough to find someone who was on the opposite side this year from the better place to take pictures. But this is Bill. Yeah, I'm not even in the picture. I'm behind. Bill was blocking me.
Made a good
Bill actually
picture.
placing the wreath. And then there's the three of us walking by with the escort from the Tomb of the Unknown after we placed the wreath. And this is for you, and it's marked Arlington National Cemetery, Sunday, 18 May 2014.
Oh, boy.
For you, okay?
Thank you very much.
Now wait, I got something else for you too. Wait a minute. Give me that other picture. In case that picture is too small for you, Bill, I made an 8x10 of the same photograph, and the rest of you can see that too. That you can put that in a frame or put it anywhere you want in your scrapbook. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the same picture, but it's full size for you. Okay. Whatever. That's all for you. Okay. Now I'm not done yet. These people wish I was, but I'm not. Okay. I mentioned Mount St. Joe. A couple weeks ago, I got this wild idea that I wanted to get something from Mount St. Joe for him. Where's my bag? Put it over here. Anyway. I knew you played JV baseball for Mount St. Joe.
Football, I did.
Right, and football too?
Football.
Football, okay. Well, I tried to get a varsity letter for you. You know you never played varsity. Bill's story, by the way, he had to leave Mount St. Joe, I think, in his sophomore year because it was during the Depression. And I don't even know what's in this bag, but this is going to be good. But anyway, he left to go to work to support his family. Then he eventually went back and got his diploma, and it was a class of 1932. And as I said, I was class of 57. John Vaccarino was a class of 52, 20 years after Bill, and I was 25 years after Bill. And you see the confusion when my wife sent that text message to my sons that I was going to have a 100th birthday party for one of my classmates. We were not classmates, obviously, but I wish I would have been, okay? And I hope I'm in as good a shape as you are when I get to be 100. Anyway, I contacted the Alumni Association, and I told them your story, Bill, and they thought it was absolutely marvelous that we were going to have a 100th birthday party for you, and they wanted to put something together for you. And yesterday, up to the 11th hour, I asked Ed Tolsman, since he lived out in that neighborhood, to go by and pick up whatever they got for you. And I have no idea what this is. So we're going to be surprised like everybody. Here's an envelope here, addressed to you, and if you don't mind, I'll open it because I think I know what it might be, okay? Matter of fact, Kathy, why don't you read this? I'm pretty sure this is a letter from the president of the Alumni Association. I have not seen it, obviously. Would you read that to the crowd, please?
Okay, Mount St. Joseph High School. Mr. William Doyle. Dear Mr. Doyle, it is an honor and a pleasure for me to wish you a happy 100th birthday. On behalf of the entire Mount St. Joseph community, I want to say congratulations. We take pride in all our Mount men, especially those who have reached the century mark. While you are not the oldest Mount graduate, you are among an elite few whose history traces back to the 1920s. While the school has changed much over the years, the same fundamental principles of the Zvarian brothers still pervade the campus today. Humility, simplicity, zeal, compassion, and trust. We strive every day for all Mount alumni to become the men that God intends them to be. On this unique and special occasion, we want to honor and recognize you. We will keep you in the school prayers. Congratulations again on reaching the century mark and representing the Mount community for all these years. George Andrews, Junior President.
Okay. And one of the things in the grab bag here, Bill, is a Mount St. Joe sweatshirt.
Very good.
So now let's see what else we got in the bag here. Again, I said these. I'm seeing this for the first time here. Boy, this is a big one. I think this might be a jacket. Wow. Sweet.
Oh, a blanket?
I think it's a blanket. I don't really know. And I don't want to untie it. I don't know what it says. Well, we'll try to pull it off and see what it is. Yeah, I'll see if you can untie that. I'm not sure. Let's see if there's anything else in the bag. I think that might be
Something on the floor there.
Oh, yeah. Now St. Joe pennant. You can take that to all their home games there at the campus and wave the flag in front of everybody, okay? Kathy, here's the envelope for that letter. You put that in there if you want. And I'll give you this whole thing. Did you get that untied yet?
Josh,
Yes.
can you hold the sweatshirt up so we can see it?
Whoops.
Yeah, just
Oh, wait,
put it
here,
right
let me
in front.
hold
There
it.
you go. Sweet. And as soon as Bob gets a knot untied on another thing, whatever it is.
Jack, there's a medallion on that bag handle too. Like a Christmas tree ornament.
Oh yeah. And there's a metal medallion of the Mount Tower. Okay.
Oh, he's got it. Very
You
good.
can use put it on a key ring or something like that. Okay. We'll leave that all right tied to it. That way you won't lose it. Oh, okay. What? I guess it is a blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a lap warmer. Lap warmer blanket. There you go. Put the Mount St. Joe logo on it. Okay. Very good. Keep you warm in the wintertime with your girlfriend. You can put this over your lap. Okay. And nobody know what you're doing under the blanket. Okay.
It even has a birthday on
Hey, buddy.
it. 1876.
1870, not quite that old, but anyway. Bill, it's been an honor and a pleasure to work with you the last couple of years, and my honor to have you with me at the Tomb of the Unknowns this year.
Colonel, thank you so much.
Many years.
Thank you very much.
You have a good day. This is your day.
We get a picture together.
Oh, I'm sure. Come if you're gonna take one, take
I'm
it.
trying, I keep pressing the button.
Well, you're doing something wrong again.
Why don't you go take it?
Again?
Yeah. All right, that's fine. Okay, good
Thank
enough.
you, Jack. Next, I would like to have Steve Melnikoff. I think most of us know who he is. He served with Bill C Company, 3rd Platoon. He would like to say a few words.
Stevie.
Folks, I've known this guy for over 70 years. A little more than 70 years. He's right, more than 70 years. After my basic training in Texas, I was assigned, I went overseas, assigned to 175th.
Okay, I'm gonna be
And-
running around in the other rooms.
I went to Penzance and then to St. Ives, and who do I meet? But this fellow was my sergeant, C Company, 3rd Platoon. He was a staff sergeant at the time, and I'll tell you, it was something to meet this guy. He's a great guy. I had just gone through basic training, 17 weeks of combat infantry training, and you know how sergeants are. And he was just a joy to be with. He was a great guy then, and then I spent 5 months training with Bill, 3rd Platoon, in the damp, cold area of Cornwall, in the marshes, and after the training, we went into Normandy, and we served in combat together. And we were together till I was injured on June 17. I didn't see Bill again till one day we saw an item in the newspaper. They were going to commemorate a monument at the 5th Regiment Army for the 40th anniversary of the invasion of Normandy. So she told me to go. I went on down there, and lo and behold, who do I meet? After 40 years, my old sergeant. Now, not many people will think a lot of this sergeant, but this is one great guy. He's a gentleman. He's just a great guy and a very nice man. I want to congratulate him on his 100 years and a lot more.
Yeah.
Before we get to opening some of the special gifts, I just want to tell one other story. I think it was Martinsburg where we had the 29th Association meeting there. Charlie Shea, who became a good friend of ours, came down from Maine, who was in the 1st Division. He was a medic on D-Day. But the hospitality room at the hotel closed at 10 o'clock. So Charlie Shea, Bill, myself, and Bill's best friend, Sam Krause, we all went to the bar at the hotel. And we're sitting there drinking. We had a lot to drink. And Charlie Shea and myself talking to each other. And we're concerned that Sam Krause may fall down. Because when he starts drinking, he has a habit of falling down. And I think Ocean City was the year before that, where he cracked his head open a couple of times. So I'm watching Sam Krause, and Charlie Shea said he would take care of Bill. Well, Bill has to go to the restroom, and there's one step down from the bar to the main floor. So I'm sitting there with Sam Krause. All of a sudden we hear a noise, and we look down, and it's Charlie Shea and Bill Doyle rolling on the floor where they both fell down. I don't think Bill remembers this as much as we do. But they're laughing, they're having such a good time. You know, I think they had too much to drink, that they hadn't any sores or anything. But anyway, when they got back up, we closed the bar. The 4 of us walking down the hall, arm in arm, stretching from one wall to the other wall. Even Linda said she heard us walking down the hall because we were talking loud, and but we had a good time.
Excuse me, but you were singing.
Anyway, let's get to the good part. Kathy, you want to show us the award that you have for your dad?
We have this letter to Dad. Dear Bill, I send my best wishes for a happy 100th birthday. As you celebrate this occasion, I hope you reflect with pride on the milestones you have marked and the memories you have made. I get emotional.
Sure, really.
The men and women of your generation who wore the uniforms of the armed services rendered the highest service any American can offer their country, fighting for our freedom and standing sentry for our security. Through your steadfast defense of America's ideals, these patriots demonstrated an unfaltering commitment to our Union and our people. And on behalf of a grateful nation, I express my sincere appreciation for all who have served so selflessly in our name. I hope you have a wonderful birthday and a great year ahead. Sincerely, Barack Obama.
Now, stepping down from the President of the country, we have something here from the state, and I would like to read it to you. It doesn't take that long. The State of Maryland, Governor of the State of Maryland, to Bill Doyle. Greetings. Have you ever received a letter like that before where it says greetings? Be it known that on behalf of the citizens of the state, in recognition of your life's extraordinary journey, devotion to your loving family, and your service to our country as the oldest living veteran of the 175th Regiment, 29th Division, and life experience you have achieved along the way. With congratulations as you celebrate your 100th birthday, may your future be filled with happiness as you find yourself surrounded by those who admire and respect your strength of character, and as our citizens join together in honoring a distinguished veteran and beloved Marylander. We are pleased to confer upon you this Governor's citation signed by Martin O'Malley.
Here.
I don't know where he is right now. He may be up in Vermont.
He's still hiding. Thank you.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. I hope that worked.
And we're starting to run out of wall space in your apartment. Take that. Next. We know how you like sports. When I talk to Bill, and I try to talk to Bill quite often, he's either watching the baseball game or the Ravens playing football.
Right.
Never misses a game. John Harbaugh would like to give you this picture he autographed. Where it says faith, so if you can find room for this on your wall.
Sweet.
With the Super Bowl. And also, I know that Bill has watched every Oriole game. Maybe he's not through with you, but he endeavored to watch every Oriole game every time I talk to him to talk baseball. Buck Showalter, I'd just like to read you the letter that Buck Showalter wrote to you, Bill. He sent an autographed photo, and the letter I'd just like to read. It says, Dear Bill, I recently received a letter from your friend Robert Wish informing me that you are turning 100 in October. Wow. I first wanted to thank you for being a fan of the Orioles and for me. I told him that he was your favorite player. Hearing from our fans and getting to see and understand just how passionate they are has been a wonderful part of this job. Robert gave me some background on you, and I cannot thank you enough for your service on D-Day. My father and his two brothers were each part of D-Day, and I am so fascinated and enamored by what you did for our country. In fact, one of my uncles recently put together a booklet on his flight missions and memories from that war, and it is one of the most amazing things I have ever seen. Visiting Normandy was also one of my most impactful experiences of my life. I would love to be able to attend your 100th party in November, but I am not sure I will be able to make it. It is my hope that our season will not have ended in very late October. This was written on August the 29th. And he would have a large celebration. We will continue to work hard to make friends like you proud of this team and this organization. All my best, signed, Buck Showalter. And I thought that was... When you request autographs from celebrities, sport people, you never know if it's going to get to the right person. Right. So that's one reason I decided on Buck Showalter, because I know he made some overseas trips with the USO and to see some of the servicemen. And I was so happy that the letter got to him and not to some secretary or public affairs division or something like that. So you gotta respect Buck Showalter. And next, Lee Hoffman has a special gift he wants to give you. Kathy, can I have that?
Now this is not going to be as good as Kay's reception to you. But again, along the lines of you loving the Orioles and watching sports, and again, you guys know I never served a minute in the military, and I can't thank you enough to be in your company. But this fellow here is just incredible. But we're hoping that the Bill Doyle, number 29, this is a game day jersey that the guys wore during the playoffs. Hope you enjoy it.
Turn it around.
Yeah.
They should have put 100.
That's right.
Wait
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
Oh, put it back.
No, you want some more?
Let me do another one. See how
Great.
Yeah. Lee, thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you. Very nice, Lee.
Do that.
There's one more bag there. Looks like it has some libation in it.
That's gonna take some explaining.
George.
A few days ago, Dorothy and I had a discussion about what we might be able to, some small remembrance for Bill's 100th birthday. And I came up with what I thought would be a really great boost for his morale, not that it needs boosting, and something that said he's going to last a lot longer. So I have plans to go out and buy him a big bunch of green bananas, in the idea that old guys don't eat green bananas because they won't last. You know, you have to buy green bananas, they might last a little longer. Okay, not a good idea, didn't even get a laugh. Dorothy didn't think it was a very good idea either. She was right. With Kathy's help, we improved our act. We found out the favorite bourbon And we got the bottle size. It might last him a little while of your favorite fruit. He's going to be good for another 25 years.
Before we cut the cake, this is a request I just had. Some ladies eating in a restaurant would like to meet Bill.
Come on in. These ladies want to meet you.
Don't be shy.
Come on in, Joe.
Oh, no.
Just be on guard.
Sister, watch my purse.
Oh, my God. All the gold's in here.
She went to France, and she went to Normandy.
It's okay.
Give him a nice
no.
hug. He likes his
You
hug.
were at Normandy.
Yes.
Oh,
Give
my
him a hug,
God. Thank you so much.
Did you let it on the leaf?
No, I visited Normandy just this past spring. It was such a huge honor. and
Jack, it's just like old times. Nothing's changed.
I have military family. I have military friends that I thank, and oh, no, you're not recording this, are you?
Yeah, go
Yes,
ahead,
we
say
are,
some
but it's
dirty
all right.
words.
Oh, no, I'm gonna,
You did well,
I just
hon.
want to thank you so much for your service and your sacrifice. And because of you, me and my son can live in peace and freedom.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for everything you did.
Very nice.
Film at 11.
Yeah, really.
Oh, my
I
gosh.
cannot top that, but really, I truly do thank you for what you did. And your friend and everyone else who served with you there. And it is because of your sacrifice and bravery that our country is still as it is today.
That's my friend. That was my friend.
He was a gentleman. Okay. You must have been about 30 at the time? About
No,
30
you
at the
cannot
time?
have him. He belongs to us.
31, okay. Our dad served in the Pacific during World War II. Yeah, but thank you so much. Thank you. We can watch World War II documentaries over and over and over again. I think all of our wars have been important to the, to our country surviving. But I think World War II was really super special. I mean, it was extremely of the extreme importance that was fought and that it played out the way it did. Yeah, that was very important to the world. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bob?
Paul, you want to say something?
Yeah, I have one comment. Back to the 65th reunion in Normandy. 8 of us were driving along with Bill to the different towns and so forth. And we pulled into this one town, and Bill said, "Oh, I know the mayor. She was a wonderful person here." And we get out in the car and go look around and so forth and so on. All of a sudden, this car pulls up. Gal gets out of the car. She says, "Where's Bill?" I said, "What?" She says, "Yeah. I used to be the mayor in this town."
And not only that, but Paul will tell you too, we stop in the McDonald's because the restaurant closes strange hours, so by the time we were ready to have lunch, we went to McDonald's. We pick up a newspaper, and we're reading the newspaper in French. Page 3 is a picture of Bill and Tom Hanks together. That was taken 5 years ago, too, I don't know. But they still use his picture. Before we cut the cake, Kathy, I have one thing I want to give you. You stand up. These little photos that I put on the table of Bill taken to Charlestown, I had them printed at Sam's Club on Quarterfield Road in Severn. The lady who was working there said, "Can I make a copy of that? Because they have a wall of honor where they have all veterans' photographs." I thought it was just the ones who worked for Walmart or Sam's Club. And she says, "No, I just collect them and I put them on this wall." So she made this photo and gave me a copy of it. So if you go to Sam's Club on Quarterfield Road, you can see this on the wall.
That's so nice.
Isn't that cool?
To my hero.
It says, "To my hero," thank you.
Oh, can we see it? Turn it around. says, "To my hero."
Unless anyone else has something to say about Bill, or let's cut the cake and call it, call it quits. And Bill has to be back by 4 o'clock.
Probably has
Oh, I'm sorry. Franklin has something.
Here in May, my son brought a book home from the library called Halethorpe Heritage. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking through the book, and there's a picture of a soldier here, taken in 1941. And I look on his coat, and it's a crest of the 175. So then I read the article that this was William Doyle that lived in Halethorpe, born and raised in Halethorpe. So I went back through the book a little more, and then in 2005 there was a picture of Bill at a ceremony there in Halethorpe. So I just on the phone hunting for the Halethorpe Society, couldn't find it. I called the printer of the book. He got me in touch with the treasurer of Halethorpe. So I told her what I wanted, and she met me for breakfast in Halethorpe. So we're there talking. So she gave me 2 of these books. The one book I gave to Bill in May at the Armory. And then she gave me this other book to go for Vet Corps bookcase down in the Vet Corps, the library, to go to them. So. Another thing, I went with Bill and Bob and Lee down to Annapolis for his birthday thing, and they went all out. I mean, they went all out down there. And the county executive, she was late coming there. She was tied up in traffic. So she came in, we were there a good hour. She come in and was introduced to Bill, and she talked to Bill, and then first thing you know, she was sitting on Bill's lap.
Carolyn,
giving him a kiss on the cheek.
2 minutes to kiss her hand, man, she was...
Every picture we took of Laura Newman is the back of her head.
So we're coming back in the car with Lee and all, and Bill says, "I really had a good day." I said, "I guess you did." I said, "You had the county executive to give you a lap dance."
Well done, guys.
Okay, thank you. Is everybody ready for a piece of birthday cake? We're gonna cut the cake now. If you like coffee, we'll give you coffee.
Did you want some candles to sing happy birthday?
No, we'll just do it like this and we'll sing right now. Can we sing once more to Bill? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bill. Happy birthday to you.
You're working on your second 100, eh?
Yeah, now.
Did you see the cake?
Yes, I did.
Beautiful. Yeah.
If anything's left, take it back to Charlestown. Bill, you want to turn around? Face the table?
Here, let's...
Ellie, you want to turn this chair? You can sit right there.
Okay. Turn around. Not yet, not yet.
Not yet, not yet. Not yet.
Get your feet going. Yeah, get your feet going.
They're going to go to you right, Bill.
Keep going. We're gonna, you're gonna turn around completely. Then sit at the table. You gotta sit at the table.
They're going over here. Okay, fine, that's good. That's good. I think Bill wants to sit over here.
Okay.
I don't know where you want me to go.
Go to the right, no, go to the right, go to my left.
Sit right there.
Dozy doze. Promenade.
Keep going.
Bill, you like a cup of coffee?
Guys at the counter this morning. Hey, you hear about that Ravens
I've had a piece of
cheerleader,
cake.
this and that?
Yeah.
I said, yeah. the hell was that gal with her 16-year-old longer self band, you know? Why couldn't she have correct? Oh, I love it. No, you didn't.
That's our best.
Regular customer comes into our restaurant, I signed him up for a post. He's Medicaid on
Dad's had many parties in the last 2 weeks, as you can imagine. We went to the Ellicott City VFW for cake and ice cream. There was a Veterans Affair at the Sparrows Point. They honored him there. 29th Business Association. He said just a moment ago, this is the best ever.
Now, one other comment to make while we're waiting for the cake, etc.
Oh, no.
The Alumni Association at Mount St. Joe, when they found out about Bill, Emily Rollins, who is the executive director of that association, told me that they have several other residents at Charlestown that are alumni alumni from the Mount. And they are planning to do something over at Charlestown for the
I'm the one
alumni
that put that there. You
reside
think I
there.
know it was there?
They don't know what they're still trying to put something together. So, Bill, you're going to get a visit from the Alumni Association in Mount St. Joe out to your home to share the day with you and their fellow mountain people at Charlestown. I don't know if you've ever come across them or not, but the Mount knows who they are and where they live. So you're going to have something. I'll be in touch with you about that. Okay?
Thank you, Colonel.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill. I got 45 minutes of video on you. Film at 11.
Oh, yeah.
That's to go along with the 10 hours I have from Normandy.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.